vlog, how are we all? It feels a bit silly saying vlog when this is only going to be the third one that I've done. So I did do 2 vlogs really early on in the year, and then kind of life just got in the way. So here we are, it is now September and this is vlog number 3. So hopefully it's better late than never. So it's been a bit of a crazy year. So the last vlog I was talking about all the reasons that we went organic, and then ironically everything that's happened since then. We are just in the process now of dropping our organic status, so it will keep going until the end of September, and then after that we will no longer have our certified organic status. The timing, well, I mean, in one sense the timing of that is really good because my organic license runs out at the end of September anyway. The reasons we are dropping it though is because the Soil Association have brought in new rules which says all paper packaging needs to be FSC certified, and basically I just cannot find any manila seed envelopes with the FSC certification, even the recycled stuff. So I've gone to huge suppliers, manufacturers. I can have it custom made if I order 400,000 envelopes, which as a small business I cannot do. I was asking the Soil Association for help on this since March. Got absolutely nowhere. No one wanted to get on a call until I think it was sort of back end of July, and they basically said there was nothing they could do to help and I would need to raise a complaint. They weren't going to change the standards. Somebody else then later on said that they could potentially change the standards because they agree that the product doesn't exist, and just the whole kind of to and fro of it, I had to make a decision. So I've decided to leave the organic certification, which is actually a really scary time because for 4 years I've built up this brand. We were called Heritage Organic Seeds. Everything we sold was organic, and yeah, so it's a case of I've had to change the business name. So we're going to now be known as the Heritage Garden Seed Company, which does mean that I can go into other areas, but also, you know, as you can imagine, it is like starting over again. So we've changed the website URL in the last couple of weeks and dropped right down on Google. So we're at something like 56.9 our ranking on Google. So yeah, it's very deflating, but this is where we are and we go again. What else is other than that? It's been a really exciting year. That has it has sort of tainted the year. I've been in a position of like massive overwhelm. It's just been a bit scary, isn't it, at the end of the day, to have to change your whole business model, and it's something that doesn't even affect the product. But in other news, I did go and work at Chelsea this year. So I was working on the Chelsea Pensions Garden. I was part of the team for Dave Green. So if anyone has watched the other vlogs, you will have seen when I got the email from Dave Green asking if I would go and work for him at Chelsea, which was an amazing experience. So he did the Chelsea Pensions Garden, got a well-deserved gold medal. And yeah, it was just a fantastic experience. So I was down in London for about 10 days. Absolutely shattered by the end of it, but worth every second. It was just such an incredible experience, such an incredible thing to do, to be able to work on an award-winning garden like that. The garden has since been relocated to the Royal Hospital for the Chelsea pensioners to enjoy, and if anyone saw it on the TV, I'm sure you will agree, it was absolutely phenomenal. And yeah, he really deserved to win gold for that. And then after that, I actually did my own show garden. It was only a small one. It was at Arley Hall where I volunteer. They have a garden festival every year. And so my garden was called Edible Elegance, and I won a silver medal for that, which was really good for my first ever show garden. And just, if anyone has ever done a show garden, just well done, because how hard is it? Like the amount of thought and planning and growing, and it takes over your life. It really does. For months we had no garden, no back garden. We couldn't make the most of it because it was just absolutely chock-a-block full of plants. You think you have enough and you really don't. So I started off trying to grow all mine from seed, and then I did in the end have to go and buy some, just because, as I'm sure you can imagine, the challenge of growing things from seed to have it ready for a specific date. One thing I really struggled with that was getting plants that were big enough and had height. Partly because of the theme that I chose, so edible elegance. Everything in the garden had to have an edible quality, and it was so that you could bring more edible items into your gardens without having like a full-blown vegetable garden, because not everybody wants a vegetable garden in their back garden. I do think they're beautiful, but I wouldn't want a full-on veg patch right outside the door when I'm trying to enjoy a nice spot of alfresco dining or something. You know, it depends what your vibe is. For me personally, at home, that is not my vibe. But I do like the idea of having more edible things at home that look pretty. So that was the goal of the garden. But yeah, I mean, when you actually look into it, there is not an awful lot of things that will give you an awful lot of height. So definitely struggled with that. Definitely, if I was going to do a show garden again, and I may do one next year, it's not going to be edible. There is definitely a method and magic to it, and yeah, it was good to have it as a dream, but the reality for a show garden it wasn't necessarily the best choice. And I did get marked down for height, which was a shame, because apparently I was one mark off a gold medal, and I think if I'd have got more height, then I would have just got that gold. But anyway, it was my first one, so that means there is room for improvement next time. I don't think this is going to be a long vlog at all. I feel like I'm waffling already. So what else is new? So since we have changed the name of the company, so like I said before, we're going to be the Heritage Garden Seed Company. I'm just trying to think of all kinds of newness that we can bring in. Subscriptions are doing really well. We're getting really good feedback on these subscription boxes, so they are not changing. They're still going to be edible items, like grow your own food, perfect for allotments, perfect for beginners. So if anyone is interested in growing your own food all year round, please do come and check out the subscription box. And then what else have we got? We've launched bulbs this year. So spring flowering bulbs, so they are available to buy on the website now. So like I said, it's September now, and I'm just waiting for those to get delivered to me so I can send them all out to you guys. So hopefully that will be kind of back end of next week or early the week after. So we have gone for kind of heritage bulbs, so things that will come back again year after year. So things like daffodils, species tulips, crocuses. So yeah, that is really exciting. Brand new line for us, and yeah, I'm excited to see what you all think. And then this week we launched our advent calendar. So this is how I think it's going to look. Potential for the box to be slightly bigger, but this is it. Like, this is the vibe. So our signature craft packaging with some black ribbon around it. I know we don't usually do the black ribbon, but everything is kind of craft and black. So yeah, excited for that. That's gone down really well. So that is going to be all full of edible seeds. So yeah, feedback's been great. September feels really early though to be talking about that C word, doesn't it? But the way it is everybody launches their advent calendars on the 1st of September, so I wasn't going to hang around any longer. So if you are interested in the advent calendar, we've got a pre-order on those, so they are going to be delivered in November in time for the start of Advent, first ever seed calendar. So very excited about that. And yeah, just like I say, it's been a lot of overwhelm, a lot of thinking, I felt quite down a lot this year about the business, just with the changes, because I just feel like I wasn't in control of it. It's been a really good year, and you know, people talk about pivoting, but I heard the word pivoting a lot during lockdown, and it's kind of something that's resonated with me as being something that you do when things aren't working, you know, changing direction because things aren't going well. And so for me, that's been a battle, because I've had to change direction when things were going really well. So yeah, that is just the reality. I was actually at a trade show a few days ago, and I was talking to people there, and not a single person was surprised. They were actually surprised that it stayed with the certification for so long, just because it is so I don't really know what word I'm looking for. There is quite a lot of double standards in it, I've come to realise. And yeah, it just doesn't have a good name in the industry, which is a shame, isn't it? Because I think that the idea of organic and, you know, being fully certified organic, I love that idea, I still do. But if your product, if the rules are coming up that doesn't even affect the product, it's very, very difficult. And especially when, I mean, I always look for FSC certifications wherever I can. So we put lollipop sticks in our subscription boxes so that people can use those as plant labels, and they are FSC certified. I do pay extra for them. You know, I do think it's important, and if the option is available, I will always do it. But when there is no option available, I think it is a silly rule. I don't think you can bring in a rule that then pushes people out, because it's bringing in a rule saying you have to use a product that doesn't exist. I could have gone to white envelopes, but the way I see it is our vibe is kind of eco luxury. We're promoting the recycled packaging that we have. It's recycled when we buy it. It's recyclable when you receive it. So yeah, I don't see the point in. So our packaging is it's recycled from post-consumer waste, and to go to FSC, that means that it's okay, you can see the chain back to a sustainably managed forest. I understand that, I support that, but what, I have to go to switch to a white paper product and change the whole brand vibe just to get the FSC? No, sorry. That would imply that to get a white paper product, it's going to have to have been bleached. It's probably going to be from brand new wood. I'm not knocking it, I'm really not, but that is not where I'm going with it. I'm, you know, very conscious of sustainability. I'm conscious of sourcing things ethically, but I am going to draw a line at that, just because it's not what we're about. We're about recycling, promoting recycling, not about going to buy the brand new white paper because that's, you know, because a silly little rule dictates that. That is not me. It might be for you, and that's fine if it is. I'm obviously not your person if that is the case. I have my reasons for it, and yeah, you've got to stick to who you are and what you know. So I don't know what else I have to say. Growing wise, personally, this has been a very, very tough year, as I'm sure it has been for everybody. We just haven't had enough rain, have we? So that has made it very, very hard to stay on top of things at the allotment. But yeah, it is raining now. So hopefully things will be better next year. Every year is different. But yeah, this year the challenge has just been to do with watering and the weather and dryness, and yeah. Right, I think that's me done. So 13 minutes of waffle. I hope you enjoy this vlog. I think I need a bit more direction on this. This is what I'm going to work on next, just a bit of direction on what to talk about. So if there's anything you want to see or hear more about, please do let me know, and I will incorporate that into a future vlog. But thank you for watching if you got this far, and I'll speak to you soon.